Hello, hello, hello. My name is Catherine, or Alex, and I have not been here for a while. That's for a couple reasons I'll probably talk about as we go. Today we're playing Slay the Princess. I have played this game before and seen other people play it, so sorry, spoilers and stuff. I was going to play a different game, what's it called? Lost Ark? But it's going to take forever to download, and I don't really have time to wait because it is 11:12 and I work tomorrow, so I'm not trying to be up all night. If I'm burping a bit, that's because I've drank an absurd amount of coffee.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
One of the things that really caught my eye about this game, and the reason I downloaded this game when I saw somebody else is playing it, was that Jonathan Sims is the voice actor. And he is from the Magnus Archives, an incredible horror podcast that I absolutely adore and listen to all the way through. All 200 episodes.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Usually I'm the type of person to skip over dialogue, but I don't know how much I will, just because I love his voice. I think I'm gonna go for the strongly determined. I'm going to firmly kill this round, I think.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
This game is incredible.
This, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
The really interesting part about this is that when I was first watching this, so like that hit me twice. So like I wasn't expecting the voice of the hero. I was expecting it to just be, the person playing and then the narrator. So then that voice talked and I was like, oh, so we're playing a character who talks and stuff like that. And then the narrator addressed you while talking about the second voice, making it clear that the voice of the hero was not the voice of the player, which is incredible. And it's kind of like all these voices over in your head, so it gives you a bit of a sanity question.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
If you want to, I don't know. We'll see. You'll see as we go.
It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I could listen to Jonathan Sims tell stories for the rest of my life.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Oh, her hand is holding the knife now.
Who's there?
And she knows, which is weird because we haven't seen her yet, but she knows we have the knife. If you come down without the knife, well, it's different.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Not true. She's, she's not in control.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
I wonder if I could have silently continued. I should have read
You
more.
gave away
I'm
the
going
element
for.
of surprise.
I'm looking for
Good
more
luck,
of a.
hero.
I was looking to be more of a silent, assassin type. You know,
You
the
walk
cold,
down the
cruel type.
stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I know she's gonna kill me too.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
What if I'm from the circus? What if I'm a professional knife thrower? Okay, what about that?
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give
Hell
way
yeah.
and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face.
She's gorgeous. I love this face.
But is it over? Really over? It's over. Don't get all worked up.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
I really don't think you should do that.
I also really don't think
And
we
why
should do
shouldn't
that.
we? Is it something
Hi!
you're not telling us?
Welcome!
I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
No. Not checking for the pulse. Not removing the lights. My fiance, I love this game. This game is incredible. It's so great. I love Jonathan Sims' voice. I could listen to him just talk for, like, the rest of my life. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm not getting closer to her.
It's over.
Do I live? I'm sure I don't
With
live.
your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Okay.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
It's...
You did kill someone.
It
Greater good or not,
is
something would be
comforting
very
and
wrong with you
also
if you didn't feel at
ominous.
least
He
a little
is
bad.
the main
But it
voice
was for the
actor
greater
in
good.
the horror
One
podcast,
of
The
these
Magnus
days that will sink
Archives.
in, and
Oh,
help
it's
you
so
make some
good.
guilty
It is
conscience.
an incredible podcast. If your fiance loves this game, I would highly recommend to her The Magnus Archives. It has Jonathan Sims as the main voice actor, and it's a horror podcast. And without giving too much away, it's an anthology, so a bunch of short stories. But there is an overarching, huge horror plot going on in the background that you see the further you go.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
No, actually, I've never heard of Scarlet Hollow. I'm gonna write that down as something to play another time, because I am always looking for things to stream.
Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Oh, nice. Interesting. I'll definitely have to give it a look, like in the game store and stuff, and see if I'm interested.
What happened?
I love that the music's cut out. I have the music already pretty low because I intended to talk about it in the stream, but it's dead silent.
Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
You know, Mr. Narrator, I'm starting to wonder about you. Oh, okay. No.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past.
What, like
No.
nobody's ever going
This
to die
is the beginning
ever again?
of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
I don't?
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
Something like this genuinely gives me such deep horror. Like the idea of immortality or being stuck somewhere for years and years and years with nothing to do gives me this deep sense of discomfort. Like the idea of being trapped and just stuck for like hundreds of years. Like I could not imagine living that long. It sounds excruciating. It's a deep fear of mine.
Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right? I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
Yeah, it's not exactly a comforting thought. Though, it's so weird, because all of the villains in, like, cheesy cartoons and stuff are always just like, I shall find immortality! And that's just, like, super dumb.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
Thank God.
Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
I don't know about there's more for us to do. I mean, at this point, I wouldn't believe that there was more after using the blade.
Don't you dare.
Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Actually, I am
How
curious
astute.
about this.
You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That
Okay.
little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
Okay, but like, how do you know that things will turn alright? Death of your hunch, anything good I... You're right, I didn't... Okay.
Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough
I'm
reward for saving the
sorry.
world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
No, don't call me an ingrate. I couldn't.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
same approach.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. She won't be a problem.
Ooh! Ah! Oh, nice. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Nice to meet you, voice of the cold.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
I think I'm gonna ignore the mirror for now. I mean,
You take the blade from the table.
I know that
It will be
it's
difficult
like,
to slay the
it's kind of like a
princess and
hint
save
to the
world
end,
without a weapon.
but I'm kind of sticking to the cold persona for now. Okay, so if the pattern I
The door to
remember
the
from
basement
other
grows
go-throughs
open,
is correct,
revealing an old
then
banister
we
and
have
a
the
creaky
advantage in
wooden
the
stairwell.
first go-through, but the
Everything
second
is coated
go-through
in a
she
thick
has
layer
the
of dust,
advantage.
and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
Hello, princess.
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you.
Well, she doesn't
followed by
seem
a
too
mischievous
upset about the whole
skeletal
death
grin.
thing.
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
Ooh, tempting. But I'm kind of committed. I kind of like going into this was very committed to like stay the path that I chose in the beginning. So, stabby
Without a
stab?
moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her,
Unsurprising.
no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
Super interesting thing about this is that we get to see our hand here, and we are covered in scars or marks of some kind. Like, we're clearly not a normal human either. I think at different points in time we see ourselves with claws. I'm so curious about what we are. We're something similar to the princess, which is why we can kill her, I think.
You're adorable when you're confused.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Why are you even
Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
Slay the princess harder.
You swing at the princess once more, and once more your blade cuts through nothing.
I
She
love that.
disappears.
Yes. Slay her harder. Come on.
Really?
Yes,
Her
really.
voice chimes from elsewhere in the room. You whirl around, finding her hovering between you and the basement stair. She draws in close.
I was willing to let bygones be bygones, killer.
I don't believe you.
I was willing to ignore
I don't
everything
believe you
did
at
to me
all.
so we could
Not
get
even
out here
slightly.
together. All I ever wanted was to leave this place. All I ever wanted was to find a way back home. Wherever home is.
Her eyes turn from wells of sorrow to pits of wrath as she stares into you.
I guess violence is the only language you speak.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then... Yes? Nothing happens.
Are you sure about that? Something should have happened.
And yet it didn't. We're fine. You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next, but it is over before you can fully conceptualize what it is.
Oh, hey, Amanda. Yes, it definitely has been a while.
The squelching of
I'm
organs,
actually
the
not
rending of
even
tissue,
in my old
the
server
icy,
anymore.
numbing pain.
Because of like a couple reasons. But I have been gone from Discord and streaming for like a year, and I just came back like a couple days ago.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you, I'm taking everything I owed. Starting with your body. If you don't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
I'll be willing to like go into it a little bit more after I finish this round of Slay the Princess.
She's real. If she's making us dead, we should return the favor. You swing your blade towards her briefly corporeal throat. It connects. A gash widens across her neck, glowing ectoplasm leaking from the wound. But it's too little, too late. In her hand, you realize she clutches your still beating heart. It thumps unsettlingly. Did we get her? Even if we didn't, we've given her something to remember.
See you soon, killer.
I'm afraid you'll never know. As she crushes your precious organ in her hand, everything goes dark, and you die.
Yeah, no, this is the first stream I've done on this channel in a while.
You're on a path in the wood, and here we go again. Off to slay her again.
You guys gonna stop? Okay, cool. So, like a while ago, like a year ago, I got to like a point where I wasn't super interested in streaming, like as like the first reason I just didn't want to. And story time. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. Hold on, let me check. Story time. Started. I see what you are. Or does a countdown? Pick a piece of art and I will tell you its story. Oh, A piece of art. Do you have any that you can see behind me that you're interested in? It's a bit further away. But no, so I just wasn't interested is the first reason. The second reason is I think there was some drama. I can't remember entirely, but I wasn't very involved with my server and there was a lot of stuff going on. And I didn't own that server. Not that it really bothered me at the time, but it was and I wasn't interested in doing it anymore. I took a huge break and didn't come back to it. I had no interest in it. I didn't talk to anybody on Discord at all. Yeah. I have a new server now, both for this channel, and I have another channel, which I just made a couple days ago because I couldn't get into this channel until, like, yesterday, I think. My other channel is going to be focused on earlier streams and, like, more casual streams, like morning time streams, while this one is going to be more focused on the more energetic nighttime streams, which I feel like might be a little backwards, but that's the case. As far as links, this one. And here, no. Yes. No. Give me a minute. Chat. There we go. That is the new server. Feel free to join. I can't really see your paintings. That's all right. Let's see what I can do. Let's pull this one out and okay, we try not to be noisy here, but it may be inevitable. Okay. We've got a selection here. Don't know how well you can see those. And then we have some around here. Yeah. Wow, that really is not staying closed. And we have some down here on this wall. And behind me, we have these. Okay, I'm gonna head back. I don't know how well you were able to see those, but hopefully that was helpful. Okay. There. Okay. Let me know if any of those stood out to you or if you could see them. It froze? No way. Okay. Can you see them a little better now, the ones behind me?
The deck's stacked, isn't it? We kill her, we start
Give a
again.
painting
She
of a
kills us as a
person.
goddamn ghost. We
Not
start
of any
again.
real
I'm starting to think
people.
we're being run in
I
circles
have
just for the sake of it.
this one, which is a hint at a real person. You want to hear about this one? Can you see it well? A black butterfly in the background. There is one. Though I'll be honest, the black butterfly doesn't really have much of a story.
Let's not give in to all that misery just yet. There's got to be a way out of this. There's got to be a right answer. And what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me? What if all of this was rigged from the start? That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all of this if it was just some kind of cosmic busywork. I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick joke to them.
Oh, chat isn't connected. It's a bummer. Hold on. Can I do it quick by chance? Let's see. I don't know how. When you zoomed in your room. Yes, I do have a black butterfly painting. That painting was, it was mainly just me kind of messing around. I was finger painting and using black, and I started to stretch it out, and I was going kind of in a circle. And I started to see the form take shape of a butterfly, and I decided to
Wouldn't that get
run with that, and I made it how it is. It's not nope, it's gonna be this way. It's not super incredible or anything. It's just mainly a finger painting.
Okay, so you've already been here. Twice, even. Great. Then let me poke a few holes in your depressing little theory. Nobody here is screwing with you, and I can't imagine any scenario where you would have started over after slaying the princess. Well, we didn't have to start over. We killed ourselves. And why, pray tell, did you do that? Because you decided to foist an infinite...
Well, thank you. I like the way it turned out. I mean, enough to hang it on my wall anyway.
Effortlessly slain the princess, saved the world, and been given your happy ending. The ending was the tedium. You locked us in a cabin and sent that cabin to an endless void. And then you told us we were happy. Well, were you happy? Of course we weren't happy. That's why we killed ourselves. It was awful. It was boring. It was bullshit. So you killed yourself? Yes. And then she killed us. Even though she was already dead. This is all fake. Okay, let's try to get back on track. You're real. The princess is real. The world is real. The people in the world are real. And the danger she poses to all of them is also, quite unfortunately, real.
I used to have my Twitch chat displayed on the stream. I don't anymore. That is unfortunate. Hold on, wait.
Whatever
actually,
you did the
hold
first
on.
time, it sounds like it almost worked. So how about you give it one last try? Because killing yourself seems to undo all the good you almost managed to accomplish.
Okay, like, what if we made it like this instead. Then put it like right here. Yeah, does that show up or is that? I don't think it does, which is tragic. I'm not distracted, okay? I'm never distracted while I stream, okay?
All this standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something. Maybe we'll kill her again. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll
I could play Wiz, but I really don't want that to be like my main game. It was back when I used to stream because I didn't have a good enough computer to stream other things. I tried, I consistently tried, and it always failed. But I have a better computer now, so I can kind of open up to streaming more things. I might still play Wiz every once in a while, but it gets really repetitive.
You continue down the path towards the cabin. It isn't long before you're steps away from your destination. I don't think you need any words of warning. I think you know what's in there, and despite your protestations, I think you know what you need to do. The more he talks, the more I'm interested in setting her free. Whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care.
Though you
It
obviously
sounds like
care.
somebody's about to crack. The interior of the cabin is long and dark.
Right to the mirror.
A single narrow
Is it because I
hallway
didn't
stretching
look at
far
the mirror
into
last time?
distance.
Okay, I'm gonna
Curtains
continue
billow
to
out
not
from
look at the
tall
mirror.
windows on either side,
Oh my
obscuring
gosh,
the path
thank
forward.
you.
Fluttering
Play
helplessly
that
as
game.
opposing gusts of wind rush into the building, clashing and joining and driving everything forward.
I want to at least finish this round of Slay the Princess, and like I said, Wiz is not going to be my main game. It's really just not. I don't enjoy that game enough to make it my main game. Honestly, I don't enjoy it that much to begin with. I love the people that I met playing that game. I love the community that I met when I was streaming it. I love all the friends that I made and talking to them and the streams that I did. But as a game, it's not, it's extremely repetitive and glitchy, and even like looking back and watching my own streams, I could see how frustrated I was that I couldn't get anything else to work. So yes, I might go back and stream that after I beat this round of Slay the Princess. But really, that's not going to be the main game I play on my channel anymore. And I'm sorry.
The only furniture of note is... That's strange. What's strange? Is it the mirror? The mirror? No, there isn't a mirror. What's strange is that there isn't much of anything in here at all, aside from the curtains. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? Great. Something else has been taken away from us. I suppose the only way to go is forward. So forward we will go. Blade or not, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Let's pretend there is a mirror at the end of this hallway, and then right now we can't see beyond it. What's there? What's behind it? Ooh.
If you're asking what's at the end of the hallway, it's the way to the basement. The way to the basement? Don't you mean door? No, I didn't say door, because there isn't a door, it's just an opening.
Thank you.
What are the odds she's waiting for us right behind it? If I were running a bullshit factory, it's what I'd do.
Oh, thank you. I don't. My casual streams that I do in the morning, I have my mic. Not trying to be weird. Oh no, I think that's a lovely compliment. Especially since for streams, a lot of the time what I do when I'm watching them is I have them on in the background while I do something else, so I'm just listening to the streamer. So hearing that you love the sound of my voice is a great compliment as a streamer. On my morning streams on my other channel, I have my mic right here, like right in front of me, and I'm kind of talking really quiet, and when I do, my voice gets this, I don't know, not like skipping, but like this kind of, I don't want to say gravelly either, but maybe it's that, and I kind of hate it, but that's just the vibe, is like the quiet whispers of Morning Alex for that one.
Let me assure you that there's nothing there. Nothing is going to jump out at you. Certainly not the princess. The
I'm so glad
princess
that
is
you
in the
came to
basement.
watch my stream. My sister is not her same self. Oh no.
He can't see the mirror.
What's
the
up
knife
with
is
her?
gone, defying his expectations. Who the hell is calling the shots here? Nobody is calling the shots. That's how reality works. You slowly make your way towards the gaping maw that awaits you. Your fraying nerves buzz with trepidation, the chill wind raising your hackles as it gently pushes you forward towards the darkness at the end of the hallway. You can't shake the feeling that you're being watched.
We've always been watched. You're watching us right now. Sometimes the feeling is just stronger than others.
I feel like you're trying to put us on edge. We don't need all this anticipation. We just need this to be over. You stop as you reach the end of the hallway, I presume in front of whatever mirror isn't actually there. Here we go. You reach your arm forward into the pitch black of the opening. Nothing. It's like this place read our mind just to mess with us.
I think it like needed to force me to look at the mirror. I'm really wondering if I did another round, if it would, what's the thing I'm thinking of? I'm really wondering if I did another round, if it would... Oh no. Okay, so what I would recommend is trying to reach out with her. I know it can be kind of uncomfortable if she's trying to like break away from her family. Even if you have to ask about this girl, like ask her about it, even if you could just get her talking about her. Anytime when somebody enters a relationship and they like start cutting off their friends and family, you should try your very best to make sure that she's not able to do that. For all I know, the girl that she's with could be perfectly fine and happy, and she's just enthralled and like having a great time with her partner, and they're in the honeymoon phase, and that is fine. Still, even if it's just that you can get her to like gossip about this new girl, I would try my best to do that, just in case it isn't something that innocent. I don't want to like imply anything right like that. I just like I've seen relationships go bad that way, you know, like, and then they don't have anywhere to turn through because they cut off all of their family and friends. So if you can, try your very best to not let her do that.
What you looking at, killer? Staring into the void? Thinking about what it'd be like to die again? I know exactly how you feel.
Shit, where is she? You feel something long and frigid coil around your ankle. Your heart skips a beat, standing in muted shock for one long, frozen moment. And then she, the princess, constricts. Your bones snap. Icy pain radiates up from the break, a deep cold flooding your veins as your legs, numb with the shock of it, collapse, and you collapse with them. You're met with the terrifying visage of the princess. Her hand grips your leg in a steel vice, her grin carved jagged from ear to ear, crowded with far too many long and crooked teeth.
This goes back to what I was talking about earlier with like us not being human. Like, look at this. So it looks like we have fur going down to our knees, and we have like our feet are like lizards' feet with huge claws. We are very, very much not human. It could be possible she forgot or anything, But inviting her things. Does she still live with you by chance, or do you have her number? If she still lives with you, try to like get her to let you into her room and try to talk to her or start watching shows or something. If you have her number, start trying to text her every day saying, "How are you doing? What are you up to?" Things like that. Just try to reach out. It might be difficult and you might come off as annoying to her. She might try to push you away. But if you can, at least try to make it known that she can turn to you if anything happens. And I'm not saying that it will either. You know what I mean? This is just me projecting my personal experience.
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right.
Yeah, but I don't believe you. I believe if I'd taken that chance of forgiveness, you would have stabbed me in the back.
I thought maybe you'd seen what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the
Yeah,
same
like I
mistake
said, if you
over and
can,
over and
try to
over.
kind of push your way into her room to like watch shows. Like, I mean, just like knock on her door every once in a while, and like when she says come in, and just like try to start a conversation with her, and she might like get annoyed or try to roll her eyes, but just like try to have at least like a couple word exchange a day if you can. I think that would be helpful. I don't know. I'm not like a professional on things like this. That's the best advice I can give.
Even after I ripped your heart out, you still cut me. And for what? I didn't go anywhere. You didn't banish me. I'm right back here with you. A little better, a little worse. Well, maybe a lot worse. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I say we let her do it. It's something different. Do we even have a choice?
You always have a choice.
Maybe before, but not now. There isn't a blade this time.
I mean, I imagine it could be tricky. I mean, if there's any indicators that she is awake, like she has her light on, or you could hear anything coming from her room, that'd be going in. If she is constantly asleep, like, and I mean like really constantly asleep, like she's sleeping all day, she's sleeping all night, yeah, then that could be a different thing. I mean, depending on how old she is, like, especially if she's like a younger teenager, I would suggest that maybe she's experiencing some depression. That's really common at that age, and social anxiety as well. And it's very tricky to approach her with that. You kind of need to let her approach you. Like I said, if you can, try to make it known to her that she could come to you if you wanted to. Not that she probably will for a while. I mean, it took me years and years to ever approach my family about my depression. Yeah. That's pretty common as well. If you're up at night at all and ever have the chance to go say hi. And that can help reduce anxiety too. Regular exposure to you could help maybe make it a bit easier for her to leave her room. She's turning 24 next month. Okay, so probably not. I would definitely try. Yeah, and that's the best advice I can give. Unfortunately, with situations like this, there's not always, guaranteed solution. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, there's a large component of it that's on her shoulders to reach out for help if she's in a bad situation, or even if she just, wants to spend time with somebody. So just trying to make yourself available is, I think that's the best you can do, and try not to worry about it too much. And definitely keep it in the back of your mind, but don't let it stress you out to the point to where you're feeling bad either. your mental health is just as important as your sister's.
Exactly. What choice is there if there isn't a blade? Well, unless you have any specific ideas. I think my vote's the only one that counts. You violently struggle against the princess, but all you manage to do is grind the fragments of your splintered ankle together. You can't shake free from her now.
It's so easy.
I'm gonna
to
resist
burn.
and resist and
Than I
resist.
have to be. Wouldn't want to cause any more damage. It'll be hard enough for me to walk out of here on that broken ankle.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body
What's up with your
emerges,
spine,
her
gal?
proportions all
Of
wrong,
course,
limbs
anytime.
bent and curling, moving in
And I
ways that
mean,
defy your
there's no
understanding.
promises that I'll always be there, so I hope you have somebody in your in-person life that you can reach out to. But if I ever am here, feel free to talk to me about anything. There's no limits. I don't have any personal boundaries to where I'm unokay with you bringing up anything serious that you need to talk about.
Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours, her neck cracking audibly as she twists to look at you from a fresh angle.
Thank you.
Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a rock right on top of her head? And crush you along with her? Not that I even can manifest a rock. Besides, I thought you all wanted to free the princess.
Yeah, I never
Not
said
like
that.
this. You don't even have a weapon, so I'm afraid you're out of luck, which unfortunately means that I, and the rest of the world, are out of luck too. And whose fault is it there isn't a weapon here? Yours, I assume. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Whatever you did in those previous lives of yours, you really messed up.
All I did was what you told
Are
me.
you seriously trying to blame this on us? Your vision fades as she
spooky.
tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all-encompassing. You feel wrong. It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out.
Ow.
I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support.
Nope. Not walking on an obliterated
There's another
ankle.
option, you know?
The voice actor is Jonathan Sims from the Magnus Archives. He is incredible. I adore him, and it's why I was first interested in this game.
Don't help either of them. Flip the table. That gap where the mirror was, I don't think it goes anywhere. Let's throw ourselves into the abyss. Your body,
Ow,
still slumped
playing
against
the
the wall,
sound.
trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings.
It doesn't help that I'm actually experiencing foot pain right now because I just got home from work. So I've been standing for the past, I don't know, like 6 to 6.5 hours. So my feet are super sore, like already, and I walked home. So this is like with that, just awful. Oh, this one.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the wall and hurl it towards the gaping abyss. Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's unquestionable that her reserves are greater than yours, but fortunately for you, The distance you have to cover is far shorter.
Enough is enough. I'm tired of us always losing.
Oh, I
It's
never worked
just
at
a
Chick-fil-A.
step
I worked babysitting the last time I was streaming, like a year ago. I worked as a babysitter. That's what I remember and what I saw mentioning in the previous like texts I have. And then shortly after that I got a job at McDonald's. I've been working at McDonald's since. I work as a service worker there.
You throw everything you have against her and manage
Exorcist
for one
3.
brief moment to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was all you needed. Your foot slips a few inches and you collapse forward, the darkness swallowing you whole.
Oh, no worries. You probably knew somebody else who did work at Chick-fil-A.
Her thought slips through you, unheeded, as you fall, and fall, and fall.
Okay, that was way more. That text is a lot more laughs than she actually did. Cool. Any job is better than no job. I mean, in some aspects, I mean, true. I do have money, and I did get paid tonight, which is great. But also at the same time, man, do I hate working. Mostly because of the foot pain.
An empire of frigid nothing. I don't think this qualifies as saving the world, but at least you didn't ruin it. What happens now? But I want to know what he thinks happens now. Oh, and why is that?
Nah, I wouldn't want to apply for unemployment. It's too much work, and I don't really think I could live the life that I wanted to off of it. I mean, right now I'm working very few hours because, like I said, I don't have a high enough pain tolerance to work full time, so I work part time. It's summer, so I'm picking up a few more hours, but still trying to only do 6-hour long shifts, just a couple more days in the week. Usually take home from working at McDonald's. It depends. So we get a $10 free meal every day. Today I ate that during my lunch time, so I ate those. But since I got paid today, I also got myself a large mocha frappe at espresso because I wanted to have enough energy to stream tonight.
He's gone. But
Ah! Hi! Terminal velocity ceases, and you feel a something, a mass, a growth torn out of you. You and the princess look at each other for a short moment.
What is happening?
But you don't answer her before something takes her and leaves something in her place. You feel a force underneath your feet once more.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? I'm begging you, don't do this.
Oh yeah, cause... Okay, so interesting theory about this game. When I was first watching it, I came to the conclusion, and this is my personal decision. So, like, the player, us, we, whoever is playing the character, lives on when we go into the mirrors and, like, repeat the lives. But the voices that we have, they die permanently. So by going into the by going into the mirror, you are murdering them. I love that concept. And that's why every time you approach the mirror, they're like, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I have this horrible dread, don't approach the mirror. And you do it anyway because you don't care. I love it. I love the concept of that, about how these voices who are reincarnated with you, who think they're invincible no matter how much you die, because they always come back, how they actually die too, and we continue to live on anyway. How much do you make an hour in your take-home pay after taxes? Oh, I make $13 an hour. Honestly, I have no idea about taxes. I work, so I get paid 2 times a month, and I work 12 hours a week right now, and the check I took home was $265. So maybe that gives you a bit of a perspective. I should have done the mirror never scared you before. You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Yeah, like this line really brings that home. It feels different. The voice of the hero realizes that I think I'm gonna die. I think this is the end for me. I think this is permanently the end for me. I don't think I'm coming back. And that that dread that they feel is just, I'm not scared of death, so this doesn't really give me the spooky chills, but it does give me the oh, great writing chills.
It's going to do something to us. I can feel it. Ignore the cowards. You have to look.
Ooh, love the voice of the cool's confident here. The voices feel small, distant as you approach. I haven't paid any bills up to this point. I live with my dad, and he promised to support me until as long as I'm a full-time student. And my first year of college was paid for by my high school. However, next year I have to pay tuition, so I will be paying bills, and I will have to try to work more than I was this past year, which I'm not excited for because I know I get really overwhelmed. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel. Nothing as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us and that we are meant to reach them.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives so that I may be whole. Everything, until we meet again.
How was college? So college is good. My first semester I took chemistry, and I enjoyed that class, but the workload was huge. And I understood it and stuff. Chemistry is a difficult class, but as long as I'm being taught in person, I'm very good at picking things up. I struggled in that class mainly just because of the sheer workload. On Tuesdays especially, I would have 4 hours a day dedicated just to chemistry, and then I had algebra and English after that as well. And I would go home on Tuesdays with 2 quizzes to do, a homework assignment, and a lab to do. And the labs were these thick packets where we had to collect data and do things on them. So as much as I understood all of the concepts we were covering, for the most part, I struggled with the workload. I still did great in that class. I still passed with a high enough grade to where I could tutor chemistry. Yeah. The next semester, this past semester, I took a couple easier credits that go further towards my degree. And They were fun. I really liked my American Lit class. We read a lot of great books. The Color Purple was an incredible book, which should come as no surprise to anybody who's even heard about it. My research writing class was difficult and kind of annoying. My education psychology class was very annoying because it was online, and I do not learn well through online classes. I have a couple of them next semester, and I'm not excited. But yeah, colleges, it's slightly different from high school, but not in a way that makes it difficult. I was very nervous going into college, but it has not been bad, and I think I probably enjoy it more than high school just because the days are less strenuous, and more importantly, you do not have to be up at insanely early hours the way you do for high school. Yeah, I watched the movie afterwards. The movie is pretty good. As I'm sure most people would say, I think the book was much better. I did not watch the musical. I did not watch the more recent musical. I saw the beginning of it, and I saw it open. Oh, cool. Happy late birthday. Happy 29th. May 6th. Yeah. Happy late birthday. No, so I started watching the musical movie, and when it opened up with like music and singing, I was like, wait a second, this is not the correct tone. This is not the correct tone for the beginning of the movie. The older movie did it a little bit better, but I still feel like the shock value of the book got it so much better, because you could hear Celie's inner voice.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
And I assume that's the sound of the mirror breaking, which, connections, metaphors,
and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Imagery? Oh, it's imagery.
And
Okay.
in the basement
So
of that
the
cabin
mirror is tied to you as the character. That's imagery. Like, when you look in the mirror, you wipe it clean, you see you in the mirror, and that sound at the end of the mirror breaking represents your character being shattered to start anew without any memories until you find the mirror again, and then you remember yourself. I love good writing. I love it when I can see good writing. That's something that I'm super glad of. That's one of the reasons I'm super glad I took the American Lit classes, because I pick up on some of this stuff better now. And yes, there was a lot more violence in the first movie, and even more than in the first movie, I would say, in the book. There was even more.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
A fair amount of this VOD is just me fangirling over Jonathan Sims. I don't really want to skip previous dialogue all that much. Ruins the vibe. Okay, so we're going opposite route this time. Last time we were firmly kill the princess. This time we're gonna go save the princess. Free her. Is someone else forget it? I'm not doing this. Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution. Because she's locked away, I'm gonna go with that.
While I appreciate, nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Oh, I love the ending of this game. I've played it through before, and the last route I did, I'd never played that specific route before. I've never made those choices to get that ending. Because there's so many endings in this. But the end, like, that you get, like, the big ending, no matter, like, where you get, it's so good, and I want to talk about it right now, but I'll wait. I don't know why anyone would watch this VOD as the first experience to slay the princess, but, just in case it is, I will not spoil it.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Okay, let's go to the cabin, and let's not
You
kill
make your
her.
way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is your implement.
I think you're the only
You'll
person
need it
here
if you
right
want to
now,
do this
Amanda.
right. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing
Did you
a
get
staircase
the
faintly illuminated
Discord
by an
link I
unseen
sent in
light
chat?
the
The
room below.
invite?
This is
to the
an
new server.
oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Okay, great.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really?
Do I need to go?
You're
No,
here
you
to
do not.
rescue
You
me?
do not need to
I was
join
starting
if
to
you do
think I'd
not
be
want
stuck
to.
out here forever.
It is an invite if you would like to join. But if you don't want to, that is totally fine. And I could totally understand with all of the stuff that went on in the previous server if you didn't want to. Though, to be fair, I do own this server now, so I have charge of permissions and can create channels and stuff if I decide that, like, I want channels for people who I'm closer to have, like, a safe space outside of anybody who's added, because the current plan here as a community Discord server is anybody who joins chat can be added, but I will have roles for people who I know, like you, or Mimi, or Waffles, or anyone else I know, to where they can be in private chats for, like, people I trust, where we don't need to worry about drama quite as much. But again, do not feel pressured to go in there. I totally understand if you don't. I mean, I left my own server, and I'm not in it anymore, so...
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
So, the princess. I don't really know how I feel about her. Because depending on how you... So the princess is a direct reflection of you, which I wonder if that's a tie to the mirror or not. But if you go in with the intention to kill her or give any aspect that you are, she is cold, distant, and cunning. Whereas if you give any indication that you're going to rescue her, and it's like even if you go in with a knife versus without a knife, so before she even sees you, your actions impact how she is. So she has an innate awareness of you, and that directly influences how she is. And I do think it genuinely influences how she is, not just like how she acts. So like her actual personality is a reflection of your actions, which is interesting. It almost like, I don't know, maybe it's like a reflection of like nature versus nurture, you know what I mean? Like maybe she is a completely blank slate, and you know how we're built up by our actions and our memories. Every memory she has of you is exactly what builds her personality up. I don't know, I'm still not entirely sure on it.
Okay, I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear that someone else here. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
I also wonder how much control the narrator has. Because the narrator says that he has no control, but the world does kind of tend to fit his wants.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
I love that our little hand here is clawed as well, just like our real big one that we see sometimes.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
It's so designed to like put you off, and I know that in real life this would terrify me. Like, could you imagine you go down there and this perfectly, and like it's specifically because of how normal and rational she seems, like in the beginning. Oh, good night. It was nice talking to you again, you too, Amanda. I hope your sister gets better. I hope you have a great night. Goodbye. It's so terrifying because she seems totally normal in this run. If this is your first go through, if you've never seen anything else of the princess, then this is such a jarring, shocking thing. And could you imagine in real life what it would be like to meet somebody totally normal who just starts tearing into their skin to this extent, to like what you can see? And that, oh, that's just crazy to me. But since I knew it was a game, even my first time playing this, I knew that it was trying to put me off to change my decision, and I don't like that. When I go into something, I really like to pick a firm path and stay on that path. I'm pretty headstrong like that, so I wasn't going to let this change my mind, even though in real life this would have had me like bolting up the stairs. I would have been like, what the frick is going on? I mean, I would have been like, what the frick was going on? Just like beginning on a path in the woods. Like, how did I get there? How are we here? What's going on?
As she rips her flesh from her bone,
Revealed at the end.
sound comes from behind you. The clang of battle. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine.
When I was first playing this,
I
had to change it because I thought I didn't have an option. But you just have to scroll through to get your option.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Jesus Christ.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Yeah, very obviously
No,
not human, but it's not like
she
we
didn't.
are either.
She smiles softly
Look at
as
how
her
cute
gaze
she
meets
is.
yours,
Look at how
blood
proud
from her
she is
wounded
of her
arm dripping
accomplishment.
rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Oh, my legs, they hurt all the way up to the
Thank you.
knees.
Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it
Watch
too.
me.
Oh, what are you doing?
See here, I didn't think that I had a choice. I thought my only option was to slay the princess. I didn't realize I could scroll, and so I chose to slay it, and I was so upset. I was devastated. But right here, when you scroll down, there's an option where you don't have to.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Nope, 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 nope.
The
Nope.
blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I love angry Jonathan Sims. I love him. I love it. Because he reminds me of Jonathan Sims from, like, TMA. Because he was always angry. He was a very grumpy dude.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done.
Yes, we can.
For her sake. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Well, I just tried the
Whatever.
other route, so.
She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you have to go through
She
this,
doesn't know how to
Billy.
use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Get out of here.
With one last thrust of the knife,
Goodbye,
your
beautiful.
legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive.
Oh, if I
The
do. I
princess
have done
stares
this
down
route
at your
before.
ruined chest
I should have
as
probably tried
tears
something
carve
different, but I really
rivulets of
wanted to
pink
do like
down
the
her
two
blood-spattered cheeks.
extremes for this stream.
It can't just end like this.
I'll try to do something I haven't done before. And the other one. I mean, I kind of do want to do one that
rich
I've
coming
seen
from you.
before, but that I've
As much
never
as I
done.
prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
Oh, I
path
hate the voice
is a
that
cabin,
comes with this.
and in the bed you're here to slay her.
Luckily, the princess still
If you
likes him,
don't,
even though he's
It will be the end of
gross.
the world.
He's like the typical, like, knight in shining armor, and I don't want to be a typical knight in shining armor, you know? I want to be like a chill, you know, casual saver. Something much more attractive and sexy than a knight in shining armor, okay? Like, none of that generic stuff. I'm gonna be like the villain who changes sides to save her, or something like that.
A warning. Before you go, she will lie. If only you... Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love. Last time?
He's hilarious.
What
I
are you
hate
talking
him, but he's hilarious. He is
I think
adorable.
he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs
I'm
to
with
hear
the
them.
voice of the hero. I
Some
actually
things are better
like
kept
the voice of the
quiet.
hero on this route,
Don't
I
pay their
think.
bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
I should go refill my water.
The
How
interior
are
of the
you?
cabin is clean
How are you
and
doing?
elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a
Yes,
prison
please
befitting
continue.
a royal prisoner. The only furniture of
I hope
note
I'm not
is an
glitching.
ornate
Am I
wooden
glitching?
table
Am I slowing?
with a
No,
pristine
okay, cool.
blade perched
I'm trying
on
to
its
download
edge.
something at the same time as doing this, so
The blade is
we're not looking at the mirror. We're not taking the blade.
the door to the basement creaks open, revealing an
So maybe
intricate
tomorrow
stairwell.
night we'll be able to play the game I wanted to play
Gold-trimmed
for this
glimmers in
stream.
the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love.
Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love.
My feet,
Just
they hurt.
remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
I think after this route, which, I don't know, maybe it'll take another hour, we'll say goodbye and go to bed. Well, probably not go to bed. I drank a crap ton of caffeine to do this stream. But, lay down.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing, and she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
No.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned
I'm
to
so
oblivion.
glad that I'm not, like, I
I'd
can't
really
see
hoped I'd
myself.
be
I
the
know when I
first,
put my
but
cheek, my face here,
what's
it,
done
like,
is
ups my
done.
cheek and stuff. But,
What
like,
matters
it's a comfy
is you
place
have
to
a chance
be,
to do it
okay? I
right
don't want to
this
sit up
time.
straight.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't
So
keep
this is,
hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of
So this is a good
incomprehensible
point to make
devastation behind you.
here, but this is
This is
unraveled by the ending. Like, this is not accurate at all. So, I mean, you know, something of note.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and
Oh,
treat her
goodness.
like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job. If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride, to a surprising extent.
Oh, come on.
An almost unsettling
Are you
extent,
more
actually.
upset by this than the fact that she'd shoot her own arm off to get out of her dreams? Because, I mean, come on.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Didn't you just say we were from another world which had an exact version like you? Because, I'm just saying.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
I don't want to.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her
I think
right
this
out
happens in a
with
different
no harm
one,
done.
too. Like, in this one, her wrists are dainty, but I'm pretty sure in, like, the witch one, her wrist
No,
she
she's a
comes up
prisoner
again.
here. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with.
Okay,
Am I the only one who thinks that's weird?
okay, like, I am confused by this because of what he saw last time. She was, like,
She didn't
clearly
care last time.
pretty
Why
yeah.
did she care this time? That's our stoic.
That's what
smiling
I'm
in.
saying. Like, she was literally
You're
so
right,
much
it's
creepier
extremely
the first
bizarre
time.
behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, you'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions
The
contain
sunburn on
light
my face is
and
super
depths,
itchy.
and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't.
Oh, he so
I
would.
would.
He so
I'd listen
would.
to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? I can't believe
Literally just slips
I
up.
guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
She's so pretty. Look at how happy she
If
is.
you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance,
Saved
we don't have a
is
weapon.
saved is a perspective. I mean, especially once you get to the end and you realize what he's talking about. I really want to. I hope I remember to talk about it when I get to the end, about the narrator's point of view, because the narrator's point of view is fucked up. And we saw that in my first go-through. In my first go-through, we succeeded, okay? We killed the princess, prevented the end of the world, and we were trapped in a void of nothingness forever. Nothing ever ended. We just continued to live. The world didn't end. The world didn't end until we ended ourselves. And that horrifies me, as I mentioned earlier with the other chatter. I did not see his happy ending as a good thing, the way the narrator does. And I don't really understand how the narrator sees that as a happy ending. Sure, I get it from a really shallow extent, okay? Like, from the outside, when people are like, what if there was no death, and also, like, no birth, I assume, and the world didn't end? Wouldn't that be perfect? And it's like, no. Having a time limit on things is the best, and we see that lesson over and over and over again in media, and I think this is giving a similar lesson.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now? That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
Look at how cute she is, though. She's so pretty and happy, and
We
I love
have
it.
each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made, and this is happening.
You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it. Because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
Oh, I love the narrator.
You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
Yeah, no, it's only her life being saved and her
what
being
happens
freedom to
after
go
we
live
walk up
on
the
with her
stairs?
love.
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Crazy.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
No, I'm in love. Look at her eyes. They're gorgeous. They're beautiful. She looks like she has leaves growing in them. That represents life and joy and happiness and fertility. Yeah, no, she's the love of my life. I would never harm her, ever. Ignore my past life. That wasn't me.
Anything you will ever know. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
But that voice
just
is
along for the
my
ride at
voice,
this point.
professing the love for the beautiful woman at my side.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door.
Come, my
together.
love.
And lock clicks.
It just opens.
The door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
I loved it. I love this
I
ending.
told you our love was insurmountable.
The power of love can be a truly terrifying thing. Can you imagine if somebody actually had, like, the power of love overcomes all powers? Like, can you imagine how inconvenient that would be for everyone else around them?
You and the princess make your way upstairs and...
So the princess, take a bite inside her before it's too late. You're not
enjoying
doing
this,
that.
aren't you?
Oh, hell yeah.
You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
That's alright.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, yes, we
I
are.
suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin,
And there's a void.
and then you
Oh
step
my gosh, no, it's not. Look at the pretty stars. Look at how gorgeous she is. Oh my goodness.
Our happy ending at last.
I thought there was gonna be a void. Actually, there is. There is a void. It's creeping on the edges. I wonder if the arms are gonna take her.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I haven't noticed.
I was
too
busy
staring
staring.
deep into
I would too. Look at how pretty they are. I can see hearts in them.
Cole, is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're going to
Quick,
take
our
her.
feathers, pluck them all and weave her a
No.
worthy princess.
Oh, yeah, we have feathers? Oh my gosh, we have feathers! Oh, that's so cool. So I knew we had fur on our legs. Okay, so building our character in our mind, we have like armored skin. We have like those plaques of armors that almost look like turtle plates or something like that, or like scales? Almost, yes, scales. We have scales, and we have claws, and we have furs on our leg, and we have feathers. I'm wondering if that means we have wings, or if just like the top of our body is feathered. Oh, goodbye, my love. I loved meeting you. But you didn't get the chance to make. But you don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Yeah, of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not
What
the
is
end
that
for
supposed to
me.
mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Oh my gosh, there's a police officer outside. Not for like me, he just drove by.
Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
Poor Smitten. Don't worry. The darkness is coming for you, sweetie. You won't suffer long. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward, They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. And it's me again. I don't think I look any clearer than before. I can see some fur here, and my arm, again, scaled. My fingers are like, they look drippy. Like, my flesh looks like it's dripping off of me, and I do have my claws. You've grown. So I have come into myself more. Interesting. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
So, like, the story starts, and it's like, this is a story about love, and it gives off dating sim vibes, almost. And you realize once you get to, like, this point, or you might have realized once you got to this point previously, that here is where the actual romance is happening. Your love interest is not the princess that you meet when you go through your little journeys. This is your love interest, this ethereal goddess of many forms building herself into a new person. You literally build your own love interest through your choices and how they reflect into her and back on you. Are you the same as before? How much have you changed? What does it feel like to change when it's all done? Do you know what you want to do? You know that at the end of this, once you finished, I'm going, when I go back, it's as if in things I've done before. You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thanks. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why? What do you want me to bring to you next time? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
Oh, I should have asked about the last vessel. I feel like that's a good question to ask at the end of every time. I'll try to do that going forward.
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
I hate that you phrase it like that. I wish instead you had said she has become a part of me. Because she does. She has become a part of her. You know? I don't want to think of them as all gone. I want to think of them as becoming a new person.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Oh, the sound of the shattering mirror. And I'm back where I began.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you...
Okay, so I'm doing a thing. This is one that I haven't done before, but one that I have seen done, so I know how this story goes, just like how I knew the last story went. And I'm sorry for that. It's just that I really like this one, and I don't know, I guess I'm treating this as a little bit of a character building game right now. So I've done the hatred extreme of being the princess's enemy, and now I've done the love extreme of being the princess's savior, hero, and such. Now I'm going for a middle ground of separation. I wonder if you guys can guess. This one is what I'm going to do. And you've seen how I commit, so...
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going? Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
When I first started watching others play this game and playing it myself, I didn't really like the voice of the hero that much. But I feel like since he's the one we start with, most of the time he is the most human voice that we hear, the least stereotypical, you could say. Though all of the voices, well, most of the voices do have a lot of realism to them in some aspects. I feel like the voice of the hero is the most whole, you know? He is the most filled up person. He has a lot of meaning, whereas a lot of the others are a bit more shallower or feel like they're just one aspect of a person.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation.
I have
If you
this
don't do
little
your job,
one, but it's
everyone
not
dies.
much.
Like, dies. Forever.
This was a gift from my partner. Well, from my partner's mom. She made it, I believe. And it's pickles, because I like pickles, and it has my real nickname on it. And it's incredibly soft. I don't use it very often because it's very tiny, but I'm gonna spread it out over my lap because I'm getting a little chilly. I might turn off my fan at some point when I stop to get more water, maybe. I don't have a be right back screen, so you guys would just be hanging out here. Maybe I'd move my face cam so you couldn't see me. It's so strange how the narrator is so scared of death. It's weird for me because I'm not really scared of death. It's because I don't have a good concept of it. I used to think I wasn't scared of death because I was depressed, but it's not really that. It's more of just that I don't have any conception of what death is. Like, I don't really know if I believe in the afterlife. I don't really know if I believe in just nothingness. I know that I do fully believe in the conservation of math rule of the universe. So nothing is created or destroyed. Any energy that I have, the worms and the maggots and the plants that feed off my body, they will collect that energy in my molecules after I decay in the earth. And I will be reincarnated? I mean, not really, because my brainwaves and stuff will not be the same. They'll be, non-existent. But my cells, and molecules will go on to power different things. That's something that I firmly believe in. But as far as what happens to consciousness, well, I do believe that it's nothing. But, so I believe that it's like the same as before you were born, before you were even in the womb, The kind of thing that you have, and you have no concept of that, Like, it's just missing time. It's something you have no memory of. So, since I have no concept of it, I can't really be afraid of it. I understand being afraid of the unknown, but I'm more afraid of the little known than the unknown, if that makes sense. Something that I have, suspicions of, or something that I know very little about, I think scares me a lot more than something I don't know anything about. Because I can catastrophize about something that I know little about, if that makes sense.
Your silence is deafening.
Yeah, I don't plan to talk.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're in the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
See, the weird thing about this is that it's not wrong. The universe itself is just this little pocket that me and the princess are the only ones in. So I can't leave because there's nothing else here. There is only the cabin, there is only the princess, and there is only me. I really wish I didn't have to talk.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
I really like that What am I trying to say? I really like that he's right. There is always a choice in this game, which is nice because in some cases there isn't. That's the great thing about Slay the Princess. It doesn't charge you for choices. It doesn't force you down a path. Even down the path where we choose firmly not to slay the princess, there is a way out where you can resist the narrator trying to force you to do it.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
This kind of looks a little bit like the long dark, the way the grass kind of
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
There are 18 cabins on screen that I can see right now.
Wait, what's going on?
You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh wow.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Oh, is this? Oh. Could I have done this on my first route? Oh, weird. Crazy.
A warning, but she will twist. Ignore him. Let's.
Oh wait, I should have seen who my voice was.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors. The only furniture of note is a plain table.
Fun.
Its leg, the blade. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better, no, we're taking the knife. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with. You can't just say that. And when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours, and quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine.
Yeah, I could probably, with like geometry like this, I could probably accept it and go with the world. So my concept of reality is a little wonky. I don't have delusions often, but there are a couple that I have. Like, I don't have any mental disorder that causes delusions. When I have a thought, I have a hard time letting it go. Okay, so you know what Chekhov's gun is. That is where when you mention something, and particularly if you continue to mention it, it has to happen. Like in a story in particular. If an author brings something up and continues to bring it up, that author has to follow through on it. That's the concept of Chekhov's gun. I do that in my thoughts a lot, where I will think of something that is plausible, but doesn't match the general view of reality, and I just continue to fall into it. So like, I'll tell myself that it's not true, but then it'll keep coming up. I'll keep thinking of it, because when you try not to think of something, it becomes harder to not think of it. And because I'm thinking of it so much, it becomes the truth for me. This doesn't happen very often, or things like that, but my point is that my concept of reality can be wibbly wobbly, so I'd be fine with accepting this as the truth and moving forward, probably with minimal breakdown.
Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down.
Or just try not to make sense of it. Just choose one and walk.
Here has a
Probably whichever one seems the most
sludge-like
straightforward.
miasma to it.
So like this middle
Kind
one.
of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odor that is simultaneously everything, and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby.
Yeah!
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
That is the most accurate thing you've said.
We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Take the center staircase.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one careful, focused step after another. One foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways.
Sorry, I had to do that.
But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much.
No, I don't.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the...
Can I help you?
Oh, sorry.
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
How can I engage in her to leave? You're apparently a threat to the world. I was sent here to slay you. Well, I know you're locked up down here. Getting down here was weird, like I was pulled around. Do you know what happened to me? What's your name? I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here.
And yet here you are. How strange. Do you remember anything at all? Do you know why you're here? Do you know me?
The shadows recede, revealing the princess's face. She's so blank. I have no idea who she is. Isn't that fun? A new puzzle for us to take apart. If she's keeping her cards close to her chest, it's because she wants to deceive you.
It's okay. Don't worry. Sometimes I get lost here too.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. Where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him.
I love the contrarian.
Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left. Until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Tomorrow now, what's your name? Getting down here is weird, like I was told. Do not happen for all. And then you're apparently a threat. Trying to get you out of here. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't do anything here. Leave her in the basement. Why are these three? Oh, hold on. So weird. All three of these are an option. I can be 3 people. That's so weird. It's all 3 of them, so I'm getting you out of here. I'm going to kill her, and I'm not deciding. Oh my gosh, I love that option.
Go on. Take a step.
Hell yes.
But it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture.
That was
The
incredible.
room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to perish. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
See, I don't agree with that. Some people say that everything is nothing, like that 2 sides of the same thing are an extreme. I disagree. I don't think that's the case. I think they are very different things, their own bubbles with very little overlap. There may be some, I guess there's a sense of futility in both options. But also at the same time, they're different types of futility. I don't agree with that. I know that lots of people like to say that different things are, like, you know what I mean, are similar in a lot of ways, but I don't think that that's the case nearly as much as people preach it to be in media.
Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the princess collapse in on themselves before it falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable.
Oh, I love the dead voice. I love the voice that she has when she knows we're going to kill her. And we can also hear, like, her most human voice, which is the first go-through of not killing her. Let's see if we can pick out others.
Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Fix us?
One of them sounds really scared.
We should help her. I think we did this.
Oh, we so did.
Surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's going to pay out to my death. I don't think you're supposed to be 6. Goodbye. The illusion of choice. When everything is possible, nothing is. Yeah, so the connection between everything and nothing is the futility. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory
She's gone.
returns.
Is that a...
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
The voices feel small and distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Ooh, I'm drippy! Look at how drippy I am. You've withered. Oh yeah, because I unraveled myself. You found yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Okay, give me a second. Wrong one. Please don't make this a big deal. I just want to have a quick be right back screen. Wait. Okay. Come on. Come on, load, please. I'm going to be taking a break if that isn't clear. I'm just setting up a screen so if somebody shows up while I'm gone. Cancel. Not now. I just want to access it for one thing, please. Sorry I hit the mic. Oh, wait, I just... I'm sorry you're seeing that. There we go. Oh, that's not what I'd like to see. If it's display capturing, I really hope that you're seeing. Window capture. There we go. Perfect. I'll be right back. Like I said, I'm going to use the restroom, get some water, and things like that. Oh, hey Amanda, I'm running off to take a quick break. I'm going to get something to drink, use the restroom, and things like that. I'll be back in a while. to our main screen. There we go. Oh, that's lovely. I don't know how to knit. I only know how to crochet. What's her phone number? Okay, so that's something I don't want to announce on stream, especially because I do upload my VODs to YouTube. So that is something that if you wanted to know, I would need to... Do I have you added on Discord? I feel like I might. Hold on, am I going to dox anything here? You're going up. Let's... Sure. Remove. Yes. There we go. Okay, yeah, I'm going to check and see if I have you on Discord, because I'm not comfortable saying that out loud. Oh, hey. Okay, I will send my Discord username in chat. Or you can. Chat does not show up on my stream right now, so you don't need to worry about doxing yourself. But I will send mine in chat. So you can friend me, just in case I don't, because I don't see you on my list. I'm pretty sure that is my username, just that. Oh, except it's not a capital C. It's all lowercase with the dot. And it's a picture of flowers. That is my profile picture. If I see a friend request pop up, or here, I'll make sure that I have. This over here. And so I'll be able to see it if it pops up, even while I'm doing other things. Not muted. Cool, I should hear it and I should see it if a friend request pops up. And there we go. With that in mind, we're going to get back to this.
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold.
Yeah, I really don't think I have you, which is weird, because, well, I'm sure you were in the server, and I just forgot to add you as a friend, since we could talk there. But yeah, I'm cool with giving you, my number, but I don't want to put it in chat. Or, like, say it out loud.
They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Oh, that one's much sweeter than served her purpose that the last one had. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
And the mirror. A spiral vessel. Okay,
end of
There
that
we go.
path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's it.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So to be completely honest, I would probably prefer if you just texted me on Discord. No guarantee I'll be on and everything, but, you know, phone's a little bit more of a personal thing. I don't have, like... Cool, I'll put you in. But even, like, Mimi and Waffles don't really have my number. Not my new number. No. There we go. Contacts. Phone. There we go, you're added to my phone. What are you knitting? Okay, what are we going to do? Oh, let's make switching off choices. Let's go fully, like, crazy split personality.
You make your way up. A warning. We're not gonna go. Ignore.
Okay, so the first thing we did was say something like we're gonna kill her.
The interior of the cabin is a blade.
Okay. I got it. Did you get mine? Yes, I did get yours. I have you saved as a contact in my phone now. We'll take the blade this time. We haven't had the blade the last 2 times.
It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and
Is
save
that?
the world
Alrighty.
without. The door to the basement creaked her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds
Oh, I love it.
dangerous. Don't let it.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You
I'm a
walk
Cancer.
downstairs
My
and lock
birthday
eyes
is
with
in
the
July.
princess. There's a heavy chain around
Not that
her
I know
wrist,
much about
binding her
astrology,
the
to be
far
completely
wall of the
honest.
basement.
Nor do I care too much. I feel like there's truth in most things that you can say about yourself. You know, it's like fortune telling. No matter what they say, you can apply it to yourself and make it true. So you can believe in astrology and make it something that guides you down a path in life. But personally, for me, astrology just isn't really it. I do different things. I have my own spirituality and religion that I use in place of things like that, you know? Like, I believe in my God guiding everything and everything's predetermined. But I also believe that my own choices are predetermined. Like, free will exists, but, like, if there was a God or an entity, he has already factored in free will. I just want to know because we get along so well. That's alright. Yes, we do. We get along pretty great. I just don't really base that stuff off of astrology.
She's so coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
How about you
Oh,
drop
no, me
the
neither.
knife?
Yeah,
and the
that's
two
fair.
of us just talk.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare.
Full
It's fine.
indecisive round.
We can
Going
decide
one
what
way
we
and the
want
other.
to do
One way and the
after
other.
we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Who says that? Yeah, no, that's fully fair. I try very hard not to judge. I know that I do sometimes unconsciously, but I definitely try not to act out or verbalize that because I never want to I never want to hurt somebody. You know, I never set out to hurt somebody. I know I do sometimes through indifference or apathy. I have a difficult time truly connecting with people and taking their feelings into consideration, because my world, in my view, tends to revolve very much around myself. I make most of my decisions based off of what makes me happy, but I do try not to let that hurt other people. That was a bit of a tangent. My point is, I try not to judge. I do have, one of my partners is very non-judgmental, incredibly non-judgmental, and I love them for that. That makes sense, yeah. Oh, no, okay, what did I say last? I said I haven't decided, and then they leave me with two choices. Drop it. We want to continue conversation.
Tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So, I've come down with the blade so
Just
we
make
get the
sure you
cold
don't
and
forget about the
calculating
blade on the
princess.
floor.
I wonder
Go
if I
into an
fully
edict.
commit to doing no harm with her, if I can, you know, make that work.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. A relationship, are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Okay.
Do you? So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
I should have just told her. Are you in a relationship? How do I get out of here? I'm supposed to...
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
She doesn't remember anything about it. Because she didn't have a life before she was down here.
Just
And I
how
think
long has she
we
been
understand
down
that
here?
even without knowing the ending at this point, because we've seen the long quiet.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
We're going for the peace
How
route as much as we
sweet.
can here.
Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Sure.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall.
I could go
and
back
give
and
them a
forth,
tug.
and maybe I will on another go through, but I really want to see if I can save the cold, calculating princess. I just like her, okay?
large and heavy, far too
I
solid
just
for you
like
to
her. I
even
don't like the
imagine
routes where I'm
trying to
mean to the
break them
princess,
apart.
okay? I did that the first round.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
There isn't kitty on it.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make someone else. You make your way back to the bottom. Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and cut me.
You won't like.
Is it princess?
Again, you cut into her. The blade is. She didn't so much as utter a. How is she?
Thank you.
No, we won't have any of that. As the wait. Watch me.
The princess. Oh, I still have warn her. Interesting.
Stop that.
That's still an option?
I thought this was a little too easy.
Oh, but she's pissed
Your
at us.
body lunges forward. Stop it.
So the princess resist.
The blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Can you actually
Steps
do it?
forward and pries the blade.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits her face.
She
remains
does. She knows how to
unchanged.
use a knife in
watches
this
you
one.
collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This
Oh, I
is the
can't wait
end,
to meet what happens
isn't it?
next. I've never taken this route.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark.
The prisoner.
You're on a path. You're here.
Proceed to the cabin. I know the explorer
warning
stuff gives us more
before you
dialogue
go
from
any
the narrator, and that's like where you can get all philosophical and stuff like that. But I just don't want to. How long do you stay on here? I don't know. I mean, generally, I don't really know. My nighttime streams are usually a bit longer, and I drink a lot of caffeine before coming here so I can keep the energy up. So I'll probably be here a little bit while longer. It is. I'll definitely be leaving before 4, so it's 1:47 right now, so it won't be much longer than 2 hours that I'm on here max. And then I have a morning stream that I may or may not do on my other channel.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do
You do not
everything
have
in
to
her
stick
power
around.
to
If
stop
you want to go
from
to bed,
seeing her.
you can. Or if you just want to
Don't
hang out,
believe a
that's
word
also
she
okay.
says.
You don't even need to watch. You can just have me on in the background.
Yeah. Did you just say wink out loud?
Oh, who was that?
No, I didn't. Wink.
Okay, the skeptic.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
I love our secondary voices, the voices that we get afterwards. Where do I live? I live in Michigan, in the United States. I live in the Upper Peninsula, specifically. I love the secondary voices we get. The hero is very, like, fleshed out as a character,
The
and,
interior of
well,
the
the
cabin
narrator
is
is the
a
narrator.
cozy woodland
He's the one who
retreat,
sounds the
but
most
more
like
like a
Jonathan
dungeon.
Sims, even though I'm
A
pretty
few
sure they're all
pathetic
him.
wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the
Uh,
cold, uninviting stone
So I still like
walls,
him,
and
quite a
thick
bit.
wrought iron bars barricade the windows.
But I think I really
reminding
like
anyone
the
who
ones
enters
that we get.
This is a prison.
Oh, okay, it's nice to have someone in the same time now. Yeah, that is nice. For sure, with like streaming and stuff like that. Though I do tend to keep a little bit of odd hours. Though, I don't know if I still will. I used to on my own channel, back when I used to stream, keep very odd hours. But I think I might be a little bit more regular and normal now.
The only furniture of note is an eye. The blade is your.
I'm
afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Chopping it up in a purely hypothetical manner.
So we're not telling the narrator.
Yes, I'm sure. Turns it against you. She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Okay? I'm trusting. Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we
These
go.
commercials are nerve-wracking sometimes. Oh yeah, I forgot that you have ads. That's rough. Sorry about that. I think you don't get them if you subscribe, but you know, that's money. Sorry. I'm not even partner, so I mean.
Wonderful. You do exactly that. Sweeping the knife. Don't worry about it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless.
Okay, so we don't have to use it.
Move it
That's
on.
nice.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I like
I wonder what
her.
visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first? You walk down
hello.
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Oh wow, she's really chained up.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Oh, it's for me. Can't you see?
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease. You do as she asks and sit on the floor.
I really want to
Still
be
a good
amicable with
distance
her.
away
I
from
want to be friends with Cole's calculating princess, okay? She's so cool and special and out of my league, and I just want her to like me, okay? Do you think she likes me? Do you think I have a chance with her?
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
You're not. It's fine. Like, one of the best parts of streaming, in my opinion, is getting to hang out with people in chat. It makes it a lot easier to stream too, because just talking forever is very difficult. With a game like this, it's a bit easier, because I haven't, like, played this game 100 times. Another reason why I'm not a super big fan of Wiz. And it's not super repetitive, and it has a lot of interesting topics. Oop. Thank you. But yeah, it's nice to talk to people. It's why I started streaming in the first place, as a way to socialize. And also as a way to give talking to myself all the time some purpose.
Oh, are
Do
we
you get
acknowledging
paid for
that?
it? I don't know. I think they might be
yeah,
trying to pay me.
I remember.
But I didn't really have solid payment information the last time. Like, I think I'm supposed to be getting paid for it, but I really don't have that many subscribers, like, to begin with. And I haven't been streaming consistently, so it would be unfair to expect people to keep their subscriptions. So no, I have not received any money from Twitch, but I think that a good amount of that is on me as well. I thought we were going to do it.
So you've already been here. As much as I would like to remain in it's complicated things. How? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world.
I don't know if I really do. I
oblivion.
mean, not yet, at least. Not until I've adapted a more consistent schedule and stuff like that. I mean, if people are subscribing, then yes. Mostly because people subscribe to support me, and they should know that their money is going towards what they want. I mean, unless they're just subscribing for the perks, which, you know, valid. But yeah, I don't want people, and there were people from from back when I used to stream who subscribed just to support me, just to, like, show their support, and I know that they would have wanted that money to, like, go to me instead of Twitch, and that's where I feel bad about it. But currently, right now, I don't need to be paid from Twitch. I'm not popular enough to where this is, like, you know, like a job for me. This is just something I do for fun, and so it's...
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously.
Oh, so this means that the narrator
you being here means
plans
that things are going to be
this.
a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else. I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Oh, thanks, but don't worry about it. Especially since, like I said, I don't really, Especially since, like I said, I'm not receiving any money right now. Because I don't have the payment information set up correctly, I think. I tried to set up a donation spot on this channel, and I think I could try that again. I think I will try that again at some point to set up a donation spot so people can send me money, like, directly. But for now, I would say, if you're subscribing just to support me, I'm not getting any of that. Yeah, I might. But don't feel like you have to pay me either. Like I said, I'm doing this for fun, and just talking to you really helps me out on streams and stuff like that. You're always welcome and should not feel obligated to send me any money. Oh, as I was saying, it's really interesting that he says this because he didn't seem to be aware or have any plan in the previous rounds, and possibly this means that the entire universe of this game reflects my actions rather than just the princess, or it could mean that the narrator has always been hiding this and just hasn't said anything. The thing about this game is that every single route is Schrodinger's cat. It is both happening and not happening until you do it. So while theoretically this could have happened, if I never went down, theoretically this could have been happening in every round. If I had never gone down this path, I would have never known this, and therefore we don't really know if it was actually happening. It's it's interesting. Yeah, it is nice.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
Not really. The skeptic is a bit disappointing, but I guess I've taken a bit more serious of a route than some of my other times.
Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Aww. The narrator showing genuine emotions?
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
Sorry, I have to stim. Oh my god. I love it. It's like ignorance bliss in a way, because he's not. He doesn't remember what happened before. He's not the first version of himself. It would be pretty gruesome, wouldn't it? It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it, if you knew that you weren't actually the first version of himself, and he admits this, and he doesn't know that it's himself that he's talking about, and it's great, and I love it, and this is a great game. This game is going to give me brain rot.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. All right?
We're not going to kill the princess.
Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
The point is that he's manipulating us to follow his path.
Hinges on you having imperfect
Which, to be fair, he
information.
considers the best path for
the sake
us,
of
but
the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Fine. But you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
yeah, the narrator
Give
loves
it
to
a rest.
talk.
This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
I'm not, okay? I'm talking to the voices in my head. You know, actually, we'll go back to the daydreaming one. That one sounds better. You were asking about my intentions earlier. What happened after I died last time? Oh, the chain on the wall. What do you think? Can we do Slip Princess? What happened after I died last time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess
I
it's
believe
possible
you.
she really
You don't have
doesn't
much
know
to you.
anything.
You're just an
Maybe
aspect of a
both of us are
person.
stuck in this loop without any idea why.
What would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife.
Sure.
Don't worry. You'll get it back.
Please don't mean you're gonna put it in my chest.
Ominous.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
I agree, the
She's just
skeptic
putting on
seems
an act to
very
disarm you.
observant.
That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon. Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
But she's so pretty and cool, and I don't really
So,
care
what
if
should
she
we
kills
do?
me.
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
My weakness to hot women. Okay, I just can't say no. I will let them murder me.
If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world.
Duh.
And she might use it to kill you.
Duh.
That doesn't sound great.
Nah,
What about
it's
the
fine.
pros?
Don't worry about it.
There are none. The
Lies.
pros are that we can't trust him. Possibly even more than we can't trust her.
Oh, I love
Whatever
the
she has
skeptic,
planned
but
could
I
be
also
something
hate
to
him.
mess with what
I like
he
the
has
secondary
planned.
voice. He's not as
Or maybe they're
entertaining
both screwing us
as some
over
of
in
the
their
other
own
ones
ways.
are. She looks confused in this situation. I imagine she would be, you're right. Her eyebrows have an arch of confusion. Probably because all of the time that the voices are talking, we're just kind of staring off into space, not talking to her. Okay, you were asking me about a weapon. Okay, I'm trusting you. If you want to leave, you're going to be... I'm going to be the one with the weapon. Deal with it. Okay, let me reread my options. You're asking that other chain on the wall. I'm not giving you a weapon. You realize that it much more you to trust me. When you kill me, I can cut you out. I'm just gonna give it to her.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
So does he... Oh, it's so complicated. Again, it's Schrodinger's narrator. Does he control the world,
You
or does
tried
he
this
not
last
control
time.
the world?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world. Right? Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you? A little? I think you got your point across. Fine. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Look at her eyes. They're so full of heat and danger.
Thanks.
She's so pretty.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises
Oh,
the
is she gonna
blade
kill
to her
herself?
throat. What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
Okay, madame.
No.
No. Watch an uneasy sound. I'm not looking away. I'm not a pussy.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice
Oh,
its way
it's the same
through
thing
her.
that she did with her arm. She just has more chains now, so she can't cut herself out with her wrist like she did in... Oh.
I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that? Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches.
No.
There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her
Oh
shoulder.
my god, the animation
neck
and the sounds.
Opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet.
The sound design in
Oh
this
no,
game
what did
is
we do?
incredible.
Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead.
Congratulations! You saved the world. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
We should
Nope.
take her with us, don't you think?
What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that?
I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave.
Why does she not deserve a burial? You said she ends the world, but in the chicken and the egg question, you say that it might not be entirely her fault. You actually, I bet the narrator doesn't even know why she ends the world. The narrator is just, I want to say like an AI, a tool, according
Even
to
after
the
all
ending.
that, you're still not
She was
satisfied,
assassinated
are
by
you?
herself.
Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them.
Yeah.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward.
Yeah, she cut off her
Stop
own head
reading
when we
into
gave her
things.
the
The
knife.
danger has passed. You can relax.
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down.
Yes, very interesting.
I
I
am.
have no idea what
I'm
her
on
goal
team,
is,
let's put this all
but the
behind us, so
skeptic
can we
voice
leave
seems to have
already?
some idea. BRB, alrighty.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head. Its neck stops still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal?
Yeah, but not
The
for
door to your
her.
bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
What if I just chill out? Aw, dang, I don't have that choice.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
What does it look like? Is it gone?
Only
No,
a
she's there.
world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
Yeah, usually it's a void. There's nothing here. Instead, what you find is... Wait a second. You do find a world saved from certain doom. What's going on here?
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already
Bye-bye, narrator.
over? Is he gone?
Oh, and they're coming to take her away again.
We're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you.
Yay.
So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body,
Oh, my
but
lovely.
it's colder.
You're
than I
going to be
expected.
integrated into something beautiful. Don't worry, you won't disappear. I shall see you again. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory
She's gone.
returns.
Where did she go? And is that a mirror?
You approach
This-
the mirror.
This doesn't...
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
The voices feel small, distant, as you approach. How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Ooh, skin and bones. Oh, I love how creepy my eyes look. You've unraveled. Why have I unraveled? I know I did in the previous round. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
Yes! Lore. Oh, I wish Mapad was still around so he could do a theory on it. I'm sure Game Theory could still do a theory on it, but it just wouldn't be the same.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
This is a question, do you know, do you want to tell me? There's trees and stars and there are people, I think. At least I think there are supposed to be people. Do you have thoughts on this vessel? When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one? Okay. I want to tell her about the trees and the stars.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Yeah, so here's a reference to both of us are immortal. Both the princess and me. Do you think that everything's real out there? Do you think that we're real? What's going to happen when you awaken?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
That's fair. It's similar to the concept of infinity. And those are ones that I can kind of see. Okay, those are ones that I can kind of see interconnecting. Again, not entirely. I don't think nothing and infinity are the same thing. But I do think that them not existing due to impossibility is fair. Because nothing literally means no thing. And there has to be a thing for there to be no thing, you know? And I guess maybe there could be nothing. But it's a concept that I can't comprehend. I feel the same way about infinity. Infinity exists, or theoretically it exists, but it's something that is so far out of my comprehension that I can't really say it. So I would say both nothing and infinity exists, but both of them are so far out of my comprehension that I don't consider them real. But, like, I do. Like, logically I consider them real, but, like, you know, I can't think of them truly. Okay, you have thoughts on this one?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
Yay. I feel like this, I mean, yes, we know, this game clearly has a huge, has a message about death that it wants to tell. Something about us joining the great beyond and becoming part of something bigger, maybe. Or even just that everything ends and that's not a bad thing.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
No, he lives in the long quiet.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
Ooh, so like maybe one more round. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? If this is the last stage, then I'm not going back. I'm going to stay here forever if I have to. Everything needs it. Oh, there was another question I wanted to ask. Oh well, we'll go back.
Next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
What do I want to do? I don't know. I guess I'll just kind of go with the flow and see how I feel. I'll make decisions as they come.
Is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Should I betray her? But I've already betrayed her. It wasn't on purpose, it was on accident. And I go down with the knife, negotiate with her, and then kill her? I don't want to repeat something I've done before.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. It's all part of the job.
What if I try to
You make your way
appease
up the short
everyone?
path to the cabin.
Whoever has talked
With the
last,
warning
I'll try to
before you go
appease
any
them.
further.
So the narrator most
She
of
will
the time, I'm
lie.
sure.
She will cheat. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Proceed to the cabin. I just don't know. Do I take the knife?
The
Do I
interior
not
of the
take
cabin is almost
I think I
entirely
shouldn't take
bare.
the knife. I think I've
The
like
air is
split it pretty
stale and musty,
evenly.
and the floor and walls are painted
Since
in
I
a
took the
fine
knife
layer
last time,
of
I think I
dust.
should not take it this
The
time.
only furniture of
Even
note
though I would kind
is
of
a
like to
plain
get to
wooden
know
table.
our
Perched on that table
colder
is
princess
a
a bit
pristine
more.
blade. The blade is your
I'm gonna take the blade. I'm gonna do
You
what I
take the
want
blade
this
from
round.
the
This
table.
round is a what I
It'll
want
be ri-
round.
The door to the basement creaked. Her voice.
Who's that?
She said, "Don't let it."
Let me see
Great job.
honest.
You gave away the element of surprise. You walk. She's so focus on the task.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me. I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I dropped it last time.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
I want to try to put off
You
killing
step
her as
forward,
much as possible.
Your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for... So, you should just drop...
She's unarmed.
You sure she's not armed? What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? I'm sorry, can we just stop? I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the princess while holding onto the bag. Fine, I guess we're at an impasse.
You stare at the princess. She squints back. The two of you are gonna...
How long can I do this, actually? I'm tempted. You know what? This is the do what I want round.
You
Yes.
Squint so does she. At least nobody. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting.
What do you mean?
forever.
Of course I am. I'm so going to do this.
Someone is going to have to blink.
It's not gonna be me. Oh, damn it. Fine.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
I'm sad that I had to make a choice.
Maybe now we can just... talk.
Against your better judgment, you step will be fine. Don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
My reasons. You know, you're supposed to know. Hey, welcome back.
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster? If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up
Hold
here?
on, but I'm
chained
but
to
I'm
a
sure they
wall?
have their reasons.
Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
What if I told you enough? I was hoping you'd tell me.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
What if they're bad reasons, though? If they had good reasons for thinking I was dangerous, wouldn't they have shared them with you? I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to leave.
I know, I'm
At the end
sorry,
of the
but I already
day,
did that.
Whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
No, it's just that I really don't want
She
to
has
kill
a
you.
point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Yeah, and it's not the ones that you're talking about.
I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about
What a good
We
argument to
stand use
make.
empathy, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Okay, but who says she's a subjugating monarch, okay? I mean, I know that she's never ruled anything in the world. The fact that she's a princess is kind of absurd in any way. What's your name? How do I get you out of here? How long have you been in?
She hesitates before
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
That's probably because she doesn't know. She doesn't have an identity outside of the princess.
Too long.
Okay, we're talking about.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Not really, the princess. I'm getting you out of here. I'm going to keep you locked away at least for a bit. We can get to know each other and decide what to do. I guess we'll slay her.
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand. You've already lost the battle. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single. We shouldn't have hesitated. But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones.
Ouch.
Making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the
You can
basement
step
floor,
on me anytime,
the princess
darling.
kneels on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the narrator and her are really stinging my pride right now. But also at the same time, that's not the point. The point of it is not to make a good impression on the princess and the narrator because they don't matter. They're barely aspects of people who only really reflect what I do. And I've already had them reflect kindness on me, so reflecting this is a little bit better. I'm not trying to impress them, I'm trying to complete the deity at the end. But it hurts my
She
pride.
applies more
I don't like
pressure,
how much she
slowly
looks down on me
squeezing
like a
what's
worm right
left
now.
of your life out of your lungs.
I want her to like me.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is.
Okay.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The tower. I feel like I've
You're
seen
on
the
a
tower
path,
before.
you're here.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will be mine. Can we tone down the pessimism? Just I'm not being a pessimist.
Oh, the voice of the
Just being
broken.
realistic.
Oh, should I have tried?
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering.
I don't like the voice of the pessimist that much, which is sad because I'm probably the voice of the pessimist a couple times in my
Catastrophic
life.
that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her. But if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her. Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
No, poor voice of the broken. Should I pledge myself to her? I like how we have a fanatic loyalty here instead of the
The
reverse.
interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble
It is. She
exterior
is like a
would
goddess
suggest.
in this one because
The
she
only
kills me, isn't
furniture
it?
of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The
I think I
blade is
fully
your
am going
implement.
to, yeah.
You'll need. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
It's all about perception. Didn't say anything. Into the
No
basement.
blade this time. Yeah, Maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed. Blade, no blade. It doesn't matter.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I've pledged myself to her before, but I'm gonna do it again. It's such...
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing
I'm such a sim.
staircase.
Okay? I'm such a
Steps
sim.
almost as deep as you are tall.
Like,
The
I don't
smell
like
of
the
incense
concept of,
drifts
like,
up from below.
resisting and becoming my own
For a moment,
independent person who defeated her,
almost
okay?
at ease.
In my eyes, I think it's so much cooler to just submit to the queen and be her loyal servant.
Huh. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement.
The ribs of my
The princess
cage
lives
can be
here.
the
Slang, I was
stairs
probably doing
or
her a
the
favour.
bridge that you walk upon or something like that. It's a quote from Hua Cheng to Shay Lian in Tianguan Shifu.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't
Yes, madame.
kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Yes,
Should
yes.
we be worried
Voice of
about
the
your
Broken
sudden change
is
in
speaking
attitude?
me.
Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the prince.
Hey, welcome back. Did I say welcome back a while ago? I don't remember.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort. Every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before the princess towers over.
Hi, beautiful.
Almost glowing in the
You look
weak
gorgeous
starlight.
today.
Her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Yeah, she clearly is not bound by
The
that.
chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
And should be noted that so not only do our actions shape who she is, maybe our actions shape who she is the first time, but our perceptions shape who she is the second time? I don't know. But the fact that we see her as this overpowerful being who the chains won't ever hold is what causes her to be this so powerful being that the chains can't hold. She is a consistently self-fulfilling prophecy.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
I'm sorry, my love.
She's disappointed
I'm
in us.
sorry.
Kneel.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk?
Sure,
The
ma'am.
last time
Anything?
we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart.
Oh.
It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken
wonder.
lungs.
I wonder if telling her she's going to end the world is what gives her a self-perception strong enough to make her believe this. I wonder if that's what turns her into this
I
anytime.
could feel its fundamental truth awakening.
But I told her that in the last one too. But I also didn't kill
The
her.
collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new.
This is true.
And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations.
You know what, I think it's really fitting to have her end as a deity, kind of like a minor deity, for going into the eldritch horror that she's going to be in the end. I'm actually pretty glad with where we ended up.
It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird,
Oh, my
will
back.
help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It does. But why did she say the last time we met?
I don't know what
That's
you
not
mean.
right. That can't be right. She's right. We've been here before, and we've died here before. Pitifully. We might as well do what she asks of us and help her. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it? He's being melodramatic, but the point stands. What are we even supposed to do to well, I'll be damned. That's not good. Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what
You know, maybe
needs
the
to
reason
be
why
done.
he can't tell us certain things is because
The stakes of
our
the
perception
situation should
warps
be
the world
perfectly
around
clear
us.
to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
What'd you have me do? What do you plan? Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can do whatever you want. I have questions before I decide anything. What I'm gonna do after I'm yours to command.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
Yes, you are, my
All
goddess.
you need to do now is break my chains.
Already.
If this is what you want, then
Oh my
I guess
God, look at
there's
her.
not much
Look at
else
her.
for me to say.
Hi, I'll just break these right now, immediately, anytime, my love.
No, you can't just give in.
Yes,
to her,
I
not when
can.
the stakes
Yes,
are
I can.
so
What do you
high,
mean? Of course
not
I
when
can.
you're
Look
so
at her.
close.
Look
I
at
won't
her.
let
Of
you
course
do
I can
this.
give in immediately.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me.
I'm sorry, my
Is
love.
that a person? No. It used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Yeah, that's what I would buy as well. I think it's like a copy of a person placed into this world to monitor us, not a real person. Possibly the creator of the Long Quiet. Possibly me.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
Trudeau.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Oh no! I'm sorry, Jonathan Sims.
Rise, my little bird.
That's okay. Anything for you,
Without
madame.
hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Whoa, she's the narrator now. Oh, holy shit, that's cool.
Break my chains.
And how
Yes,
are we
my
supposed
love.
to do that? We don't even have a weapon.
I don't know, throw myself out,
All
use
you
my
need
teeth.
to do is believe it's been done.
True. Break her chain.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist.
Oh, this is so weird and creepy, and I love it so
the end is
much.
upon us.
What a good
Oh my god,
disciple
look at
you
her.
are.
She's so pretty.
Come,
Hi, my
it's
love.
time for us to leave.
Okay, my love. But your loyalty to your better, your obedient servant. Any day. Okay, so the princess should be awakening. But you do not take her hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Is that a mirror? What is that supposed to mean? This is what we all...
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. I think I've fully unraveled to make her... Oh, the crow! But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze and you see it, a figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you
I
me?
think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass into two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. And then another crack. Oh, yeah. So you're the narrator. I
Yes.
wondered if I would ever get
I
to see
suppose
you.
that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
We run out of questions. Mario, are you something like me? If you're not me, then
I'm
what are
an
you?
ether, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me. You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Yeah. So I am the long quiet. That's interesting. The god I always knew I was special. Yeah, I did know that I was a god. In this game. There are many questions for you. I'm sorry. Are you a part of me or something else? I've met you many times. I wasn't supposed to see all this. Yeah, did you make the princess? I don't think so. Why did you want to get rid of the world's death? I'm pretty sure death is good, actually, important even.
If that's your belief, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you can't grasp the abject horror of dying.
Yeah, I'm immortal as a god. But I think that in itself is horrifying. I would rather die than be immortal. I want to ask about the princess.
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity
Yeah,
to
so
change.
she is death and
She is
reverse.
transformation,
And
or
rebirth.
most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
So the idea that I have made is that either... Because there's two options. He didn't say that he made the long quiet, or that he made this construct, but he did make me. And I was made to destroy the princess in this construct. He folded himself in here, or a copy of himself. It's not actually himself. In fact, the actual narrator may be very dead by now, and in fact probably is. Oh, it's not here too. Cool. Destroy her when I be alone. Do you have anything to say to yourself? All this hubris. Anything you think anyone deserves to live. You know things won't be like to live in a world without her. Does anyone know about this? Does anyone know about us? I don't want to be a god. I want to be me. I was like you said something like that. It's kind of a question for you. Does it hurt when people? Sorry. No, if she's giving. I like this one.
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
I think it's ridiculous to run away from death. I don't even remember if there was ever a point in my life where I feared death, or disliked the thought of death, or anything like that. I've always disliked the thought of people dying on me, of the people left behind. You know, like they say, the people who live are the ones who suffer, the ones who live on, because they miss something, because something is taken away from them. But if it's the end of the universe, then nobody does live. And I understand abstractly that there are people who are afraid of oblivion and of fading from existence. And I get that, I get that from a logical perspective, but emotionally I just don't connect with it. I really feel that death is a comfort, that oblivion is at least not a bad thing. And that change is inevitable and beautiful and should always happen at the cost of, you know, everything. Transformation isn't a bad thing. It's scary. I get that. But if you're not around to see it, you don't have to worry about it. You have heard enough. The narrator was right. You are the long quiet of vast and nascent God. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Long quiet, all of this is you. Approach the cabin one last time. Or proceed to the cabin one last time. Dominant vessel, bring the tower to her. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Hello, my love. You are complete. Oh, you're beautiful.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
I'm firmly with her.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue.
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Second one. There's so many stories we left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in all of this? Why is it all falling on me? Let's talk to the story. I still have many questions. If I let you out, I'm terrible. I'm for good. I can't do that. You're always becoming a come to them. What's the point of me? It doesn't matter what roads I walk to fall from. There's to be another way. It becomes time for us to leave this place. I don't want to leave it like that.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
I know there's a long conversation I'm probably supposed to have with her, but I really don't need to. Like I said, it's all of the things that I talked to you about. I don't care. I don't care if all paths were leading to this, if everything was predestined. I don't care what I am or where I came from. I believe in death. I believe in rebirth. I believe in her cause, and I think that change is, well, inevitable. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel the sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to an infinite plane. Okay, so earlier, we mentioned feathers, and I was like, do we have wings, or is just our upper body feathered? This answered this question. We have wings. Even better than that, we have infinite wings that are trapped in this little space. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it. The mirror. You shouldn't be able to see and conceive yourself, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Oh, look at her. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Oh, because you have to get out together. You can actually never leave the cabin alone throughout the entire game. If you ever try to leave on your own, you never succeed. But every time you leave with her, you do. grass. It's growing grass. You are free and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware just as you've always been and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. There are no endings, only new beginnings. Thank you so much. This is great. I loved this. I don't actually remember getting to the end last time. Maybe it was a slightly different ending I had. Point is, I'm thrilled to have gotten here, and I loved how it went. This was a very fun stream. Tomorrow, we're hoping to do a less philosophical horror stream. Our song, finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. Thanks so much for playing as an expression of our gratitude. Use the chat order first, which is for you. Take a screenshot. Sure, I'll take a picture. This is, seems like these are the ones that I got through, like, my specific thing. Explore, join the Discord, join the mailing list, join the subreddit, follow us somewhere else, make your playlist, play another game. I'm interested in playing your other game, but not for right now. For right now, this will be the end of our stream tonight. I had a good time. I'm actually very glad that I've come back to streaming. Should be known that I'm not sure how permanent this is going to be. I hit what I'm going to call a healthy patch like a week ago. I woke up feeling, and I get these sometimes, where for like weeks on end or a week I will feel motivated and good and healthy, and I will take care of myself before going back to my more natural ways where I don't have a lot of motivation. I kind of sink into my own interests, and I don't take care of myself or do anything to do with my projects. Streaming right now is my current project. I'm excited about it, I'm having fun with it, but I don't know how permanent it will be. I'm obviously going to try to stick to it, but we'll see. Ah! Hi! Hello! Yeah, so I think for now, we'll say goodbye for tonight. We'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for coming. If you are on YouTube and watch the VOD, thanks for watching to the end. If you're interested in more content from me, I guess you could subscribe. If you're not, that's also fine. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Amanda. I hope you have a great night. I'm going to be heading to bed now. I will see you all later. When you from such visions. Yes, you have. Thank you very much for hanging out with me this whole stream. This was a very long stream. Well, not a... Hope you have a great night too. Yes. Bye.